on. We are on. We are ready for arc number 5. This is pretty much we just got news that we may get renewed for a second season. From what I understand, the producers and the writers were like, "Hey, we might want to do another season, but we're not going to release that yet. That information. We're going to go on to this one. We're in arc 5 right now, Coldest War. Thanks everybody that's watching this in VOD or live. We should be live on all the places that we go live. I don't know. Is Mixer still a thing? Anybody? So, all right.
First off, what is Mixer?
It was what it was. It was a Microsoft attempt to do live streaming. It did not laugh.
I'm laughing at it already.
Oh, it was a blink, and you're like, oh, that's gone. So, that and now Explorer is gone. So, hey, we are here. So, welcome to Meta. All right. So let's get on with the show. Let's get on this episode 1 of this arc number 5. I'm going to give it right over to you, Michael. It's all yours, sir.
All right. Welcome to the Coldest War, a nightmarish journey to the intersection of crime, espionage, and madness, straight to the rotten hearts of the American dream. My name is Michael, and I'm here to welcome you to episode 1 of the final arc, the final 3 episodes. The arc is entitled Operation Chaos, and you better make sure you're spelling chaos all in caps, like the real Operation Chaos. This episode is entitled California Dreamin'. Oh, and you better have an IN apostrophe to end that, by the way. Let's go ahead and meet the characters, the cast and characters, then we'll do a quick recap, and then we'll get right into it. So please tell me who you are and who you're playing, and then we'll begin the adventure. Starting with Nick.
Well, hey, I'm Nick, and I will be playing Zy16, who is now one with Jairus, his imaginary friend. So we will see what happens with that. And I'm going to try and see if I can maybe use we instead of I, see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, the two have become one. So, I mean, either one works. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. All right. So we got Zy/Jairus. Very happy to have Nick here, of course. Also, super happy to have him here. It is Patrick.
Hello, I am Patrick. I am playing Agent Gabriel Carter. Just, I guess maybe technically former CIA agent at this point. It's kind of weird.
Oh, yeah,
Not entirely certain where I stand just yet. We'll find out, though.
Yeah, you've gone rogue. Don't worry about it. Very happy to have Patrick here, of course. Also, delighted to have her joining us this evening. It is Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I am playing Lambda 18, a government experiment. Possibly a clone, possibly something else. She really doesn't know. Almost definitely a clone. She did have 9 identical siblings. She's recently discovered that she's also a bit of a soul-eating monster, and she doesn't 100% know how to feel about that other than when she's a soul-eating monster, at which point life is really great and souls are delicious. But she only kills bad people if she can help it, because they taste better. And that's her life. And I think she's asleep at the start of this. But she recently regrew her eye. Well, not regrew, but healed it, I guess. Just put it that way.
We're gonna pick up a few days after the events of our last episode.
Oh, well then she's awake and has probably had coffee.
Awesome. And rounding us out, super happy to have him here. It is Marvin.
Hi, I'm Marvin. Next time you see me, I'm gonna be 30. Huh? I'll take that as an applause.
Yeah,
Anyways,
happy birthday.
Today I'm going to be playing Sergeant Raymond Dow, the cyborg soldier of tomorrow, who recently is getting the idea that he might soon be free of whatever's programming is forcing him to obey the Hermitage.
Hermitage.
Hermitage. I'm so sorry I keep getting it
No
mixed
worries.
up.
No, No worries at all.
But yeah, hopefully Dell will be free of the Hermitage's programming soon, and then his life's his own as a robot man. Who knows what will happen to him afterwards, but we'll see. We'll see.
Very cool. So, the way to perhaps free Sergeant Dowd lies in the hands of Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, who, under his alias, Dr. Griff, was the one who helped bring the Lambda, not the dance, not the Lambada, the forbidden dance, the Lambda project to fruition and acted as the father for Lamb. In that last episode, you guys found out where he is. He is living, he's in retirement, and he's living in this kind of cottage in Big Sur, California, which is also sort of a coincidence because that's very close to the other place you guys need to go to, the Promethean Institute, located in Big Sur. And why you got to go to the Promethean Institute is because that is a place where Captain Cross has been visiting, formulating some kind of new and terrible plan where he's bringing his psychological warfare, his strategy of tension that you saw in Italy, this use of false flag attacks to sort of galvanize a nation into action. He's going to be bringing that to America, to California in particular. And he's been getting some help from Fortress Valhalla, this sort of evil cult outpost of nasty Nazis down in South America, which you totally destroyed. However, Captain Cross already has what he needs from there. So you guys are headed to Big Sur to find out what he's planning and see if you can stop him before it's too late. And we're going to go and get right into it. So thanks to Musadora Vep, you guys have been able to get all the way up to California. She has, all these criminal contacts who smuggled you in through an airplane. You arrive at a small sort of private airport, not so far from Big Sur, and you are picked up in just an old, let's see, what kind of car? Like some old, dusty Jeep kind of thing, driven by Wampus the Clown. And as he pulls up outside the airport to meet you guys, Lamb, you are greeted by some happy barking, and you can see Coco is in the car with you, or is in the car with him.
Oh, she floats over to her dog and starts giving her scritches.
Oh, I got my dogs relaxing on the bed next to me as we stream. So it's a good thing to keep in mind. Coco's all about it, her tail's wagging, just super excited to see you again. Wampus kind of beckons you guys to all join him in the car and says, "All right, so I heard you were coming here. Where are we going?"
I believe we're heading someone to Big Sur, if I remember correctly.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and drive you over there. So come on in.
I know that there's a thing we're doing with. Can I see my father? Would everybody be okay with that?
I thought that was our first plan of action.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I would like to see this Dr. Griff as well.
All right, very good.
Dowd's still in the Lederhosen, by the way.
Wampus is like, I gotta say, that's a bold choice for California.
No, it's the disguise spoke to me. I'm not actually wearing clothes. Don't need them, but hey, I like it.
All right, well, hey, that might just fit in. So you hit the road, and pretty soon you arrive at Big Sur. Beautiful sort of coastal national park. Right now it is the fall. It's early October, just as it is in our world. And you have I don't know, the redwoods are all there, so those aren't changing color, but you do see some of those beautiful fall colors amongst the other trees. Every so often you can spot like the surf crashing in the distance, just like a beautiful, natural, all of nature's wonders around you. Thanks to the address you got that you picked up in Fortress Valhalla, you are driven to this kind of small hill where there's like a rustic cabin near the road. There's a fence around it where a bunch of goats are hanging out. These goats just like gnawing on the grass, enjoying themselves. And Lamb, you recognize Dr. Griff, Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, who is coming out of his house feeding those goats. He's like a bag of feed. He still has the club foot. He's kind of hunched over. He's way older. Like when he retired, he was maybe in his like 50s, maybe early 60s. Now he's, it's been a few years. He's in his like 70s or 80s even. So he's even more like crook-backed. His hair's gone. Just a few white strands left. He's not even wearing a lab coat, which like you've never seen him without a white lab coat before. He's wearing like worker like farm clothes. And he's there feeding the goats. So your car, Wampus, pulls up. What do you guys do?
Well, Lambda's going to get out, and she's going to try to walk because she's recently regained her ability to do so. But it's slow and painful because she needs recovery to like build the muscles back up.
Mm-hmm.
But she's trying her best to like move without using her telekinesis. But after a while, she gives up and uses it anyway.
I think Dr. Giff or Gottlieb, he just sort of like stares at you in confusion for a little bit, kind of like the feed just in his hands. Some goat like leans up, grabs a bite, and gnaws on it. Gottlieb sort of like cocks his head and he's like, Lamb, is that you?
Yes, Dr. Griff. It's been a time.
Oh, I can see that. Why are you here exactly?
I'm looking for answers about myself. You seem like you might be the person that would know them.
Maybe. Would you like to come inside, or should we talk out here with my friends? And he's like petting the goats.
You're more comfortable talking in front of the goats. That's fine. I have a dog, so I understand.
Yes, I think I'm definitely more comfortable with the goats.
That's
Please,
good.
your friends can come in and join me.
Oh, okay. This is Agent Carter, who you would have had no reason to meet. But she's been my handler for a bit. That's Sergeant Raymond Dowd, who I think was created after you had left.
Right.
Dowd's gonna let the disguise go and just resume normal cyborg form.
Ooh, okay. He's not phased by this. He's like, oh, you're with the Tomorrow's Soldier program, I think.
Unfortunately.
Very interesting.
And that's Zai, who, well, I know you know Zai.
Oh,
We've
yes.
met.
I remember I arranged a play date, I think, between you two.
You did.
Yes.
We've
Yes,
changed
very
a
good.
lot since then.
I can see. He turns to Agent Carter. I trust, is this an official Hermitage assignment?
No, this is personal for these three. I mean, I'm here because I need to be here, but it's a personal event.
Oh. Well, that is very interesting, somewhat alarming. I know things were in sort of a free fall when I left, and there's been such disconcerting news coming out of Washington. Am I to believe that this is an offshoot of that? Are you cutting off loose ends for fear that I might say the wrong thing to the wrong people?
No, nothing of the sort. No. This
Is
is.
it all right to tell him?
I leave it up to you all.
I don't know what you're planning to tell him.
that we left the Hermitage.
I wasn't planning to tell him that, but now you said it, so.
He's like, oh, well, it's no business of mine. I'm retired. I'm done with all that. Right now, I feed the goats. That's the entirety of my career.
My handlers after you weren't as nice to me. I know that you don't like it when I call you father, so I won't do it, but... Did you put the thing in my eye?
The tracking device
Yes.
that triggers you?
Yes.
Yes. That was me. Or our program. Yes.
It hurt a lot, you know. It's like every day having a migraine.
Oh, I can only imagine. But it did its job, or rather, it was supposed to. I can see right now that it didn't entirely work.
No, I seem to have developed abilities that you didn't anticipate.
Yes. Well, look, I'll come out and say it. The Lamb Project, like so many of the things we did then, was a failure. It was an attempt to create directed psychic energy to launch monstrous, or not what's the word you would, to launch effective attacks against densely populated enemy areas, without, of course, leaving the radiation that an atomic blast would. Sort of creating an organic device that could do that, a living bomb, if you will. However, the living bombs could never be controlled. We attempted, there was my associate in Canada suggested brainwashing through, various hypnotic methods, his weird, his helmets and so on. I chose a more holistic method, but it didn't work. There's the psychic waves could not, as far as I know, be directed. The technology simply wasn't there. So, we try adapting in different forms. When you are in my position, there's a lot of trial and error, a lot of hypotheses that fail when the rubber meets the road, and this was such a case.
But they did use me to destroy things.
Yes, well, that was after I left. My successors were sort of picking up the pieces, making do with what I had left. But for instance, those the seizures, you could never truly control them, could you? Direct them while still retaining consciousness. You can't do that still.
I can't, but I can direct the energy that comes from them now. It doesn't blow things up like you would have liked.
So you are, in essence, just a more effective individual soldier. Is that what you're saying?
In essence, yes. But
yes.
Also, I think with the ability to become a bomb.
Yes,
if the seizures happen.
Well, the Hermitage is interested in the possibilities. They wanted a definitive weapon that could be used. Now, I believe that there may be other avenues of research that they could have followed up outside of the program to achieve that, to build an effective human weapon that could be directed, that could be more easily controlled. But I'm afraid you are not it. You're a speed bump on the road to a better weapon system. You shouldn't be alarmed. There's been many failures, and considering how you are, you still have your faculties. You seem relatively sane, and so many people in your position are far worse off. So I would say, all things considered, you ended up rather well.
Okay. What am I made out of?
What are you made out of? Well, there are some interesting details. There are certain entities, such as your friend Zai has experienced, essences of which may have been involved in your creation. There are certain psychological programs inside of you. All of those compose you, of course, along with your own experiences. You may be asking the wrong person. As I said, you're not what I intended. So perhaps the only one who really knows you is you.
So I'm partially made out of an entity.
Yes, there's some of that as well. We had access to them after the war and after the Roswell crash in '47, along with many other events that the Hermitage utilized.
I think
This
I
would
can.
be a
Go ahead.
this would be a different entity than the one that was used for my experience for hours, I guess. Now,
I believe so.
It doesn't look like you. It's the thing.
well, oh, of course, that is true. We do look different.
I wanted to ask Father if I can show him the other part of me.
Ooh. If you wish, I'm a little curious, but again, it's not really my department anymore. Right now, I simply tend to goats.
We might want to move inside. It might scare the goats.
All right, very well. My wife's at the store for the moment, but she should be back pretty soon. Come on in. Oh, and by the way, remember, this is the guy who can help undo Dowd's conditioning. I just want to put that out there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's head into the house and not scare the goats while we're at it.
Okay, he brings you into the house.
And Dowd, I know that there's your issue too. I promise I'm not going to hurt anybody.
If it can be helped. Honestly, I don't know if we should even try. Cross some wires in this noggin of mine. Might try to kill all of you.
Ray, we're definitely doing this to you too.
Yeah.
There's no
Mhm.
relieving the conditioning on.
Well, who do we start on first?
Probably Lamb, since probably the most
He's
It's
like,
not
relevant.
difficult to show. It doesn't take me that long to manifest it.
okay, he brings you guys inside. He's a very like comfortable, sort of rustic home.
Coco's gonna come in because Coco's not scared of her, no
Mhm.
matter what. Okay. So I'm going to lose consciousness in a way so that I can bring this other part of me out.
Oh,
It's not really different than me, but it's like, the little voice in your head that sometimes tells you to do bad things?
he's like, ooh, sort of an evil inclination.
Right. Also good things, just spontaneous things. Freud called it the id.
I'm familiar.
Yes, I know. So this is my id. And she'll do the astral visage and astral arms to reveal, like, the hideous monster face. And this time out, it's not wearing a mask at all. It's just what it looks like. So just these hollow, dead eyes that don't register any real humanity, the giant teeth, the drooling maw, the ghost-like skinny arms that are like jutting off of its back. But, you know, it still doesn't have the rest of its body yet.
Dr. Gottlieb kind of like leans a little closer and like looks it over. And he's like, "Oh, that is interesting."
So, is this what it looked like? Or is this just something of my imagination?
It does seem somewhat familiar. But it's not really connected to the original entity. This is all you, or at least a part of you. As I said, we're a little bit out of my depth at this point. This was not the intention of the LAM program.
No, I know. The point was to put a device in my head that really hurt to turn me into a bomb.
Well, in so many words, yes.
Did you purposefully take away my ability to walk?
No, that was unintended consequence of the one of the experiments we ran that went well. It succeeded, but like they do, often a little too well. So that was an unintended consequence.
The first time when I killed all my sisters.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to kill them, you know.
No, not at all. If you are looking for someone to absolve you of guilt, perhaps I think you've come to the wrong person. I'm not going to do that.
I'm not really looking for that. I've killed a lot of people since then, to be honest. I've been eating them.
Oh, that is a little alarming.
Everybody has a little bit of energy in them. Humans call it a soul.
Ah. An interesting theoretical concept.
It's actually fairly literal. Just I don't think there's any divinity to it. Not really.
No, that does not surprise me.
But I can see it in everybody. I can see it in you. I can see it in Coco over there. I can see it in Sergeant Dowd, which is how I know he's still alive.
Well, that's good news.
I've told you that before.
Yeah, but I like hearing it. Let us still have a soul.
Yeah.
I'm curious. What do you see when you look at us?
What do I see when I look at them, Michael? That's a good question.
Oh yeah, he's got two of them in there. One of which is like bizarre and like is very difficult for you to fathom.
There are two. One is human and one is not. Unlike when I look at my own self and I only have the one.
Ah.
Makes sense.
That's how I know I'm just one organism.
Yeah. We are two become one now, so.
Is that difficult or easy for you?
It's interesting at the moment. We're sort of still figuring it out. We haven't even really tried to see what happens with our abilities now.
Well, regardless, this form can reach into people and hurt them. Pull that little glowing thing out. Eat it.
Ooh. Well, it is quite interesting, but again,
not the intention.
Retired. Yes, not our intention. It's interesting. Don't get me wrong. But I just tend goats now.
Yeah. I guess it's good to know that none of this was intentional and none of it was controlled by you.
You know, looking back on those days when we were bringing so many of these projects of the Hermitage to fruition, we bringing them to life, you have to realize there was such little intention in everything we did. It was more, I mean, I suppose the real rationale was we did it all because we could. That seemed to be that was our guiding light in those days.
Yeah. And all you really know about the thing that you used to make me is you found it somehow.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure where either. It could be from the Roswell crash or from some other occurrence. Again, that wasn't exactly my department. I didn't really handle acquisitions of that sort of thing.
I know there used to be studies of the occult.
Oh yes, we indeed received many of those, especially after the war from the Axis powers, from some of the personnel and the archives that we found after the war. So yes, there's that possibility as well.
The thing I think about it is the fact that it matches up so much with the depiction of demons and devils.
Yes, but those are, folklore, of course. This is a quite literal version of that.
Demons and devils usually come from the religions, sort of the opposite of the
But
good.
stories,
Yes, you could think of it.
Come from somewhere.
Yes, you could think of it in that way. If it's more, if it's helpful to you.
I don't know if it's helpful. I just don't feel like I'm from outer space.
Right. Well, whatever, as the saying goes, floats your boat.
Well, at any rate, you don't have answers. That's disappointing.
So I am sorry to disappoint you. Now, is there anything else?
Does she get the feeling that he really doesn't know, by the way? Can I roll an insight or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll insight. I like that. Let me go over to the old D&D Beyond.
I rolled a nat 20, so that is a 27.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah, you 100% know that. Yeah, he's I mean, again, it wasn't really his department, and also he's just like kind of old and tired and like doesn't care anymore. But yeah, you get the feeling that a lot of stuff, like as he was saying, there was a lot of like just because we could in those days, and yours was a program that like tried to do something, and then maybe like oh, that's not working, maybe it can be this. Oh well, didn't work. Oh well, whatever. It was that kind of thing.
Right. Okay, so he's basically straight up telling, like, nothing that he's hiding, nothing, no indication.
No, he's not really hiding anything at this point.
She's just disappointed.
He's like, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but
it's fine. Is there an upstairs area to hear?
Why do you ask?
I want to go up there before I murder you.
Oh, you intend to kill me?
I would prefer not to, but I also would prefer to. I'm frustrated, and that makes me want to hurt you. And I'm being open with you about this so that I don't do it. So I'd like to go to an area where I'm alone.
I would appreciate that.
That would be for the best.
Yes. If you do change your mind, yes, so you may use the upstairs room to meditate or just to be alone. I would appreciate if you don't kill me. If you do, just make it quick, painless, if you don't mind.
Oh, it would be quick. I don't torture. But still, the more we talk about it, the more likely I am to do it because I'm frustrated and mad. So I'm just going to go upstairs now. Okay?
Very good.
And that's just because Dowd needs something from you.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you being alive to do it.
I don't think he can do it if he's dead.
I certainly can't.
And with that, the creature's going to move upstairs.
Okay.
Like, pretty quickly. Like, she's at least showing enough restraint to not just kill this guy.
Yes. You, like, zoom up there on that super monk speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you'll hear the door slam shut.
Ooh, yeah. Heavy slam. So he turns it over to you, Dowd. He's like, so The Tomorrow Soldier program, yes?
Yeah, I know for a fact they've done this to some other poor bastard before me. Don't know if they've done it to anyone else afterwards.
Oh, there were a few, before and after, though again, not my department. But you want the conditioning, you want sort of the free will. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's some kind of, I don't know, programming. The organic part of me, the me part of me, it's trying to come out. I'm getting memories, dreams, but they're always jumbled, like misaligned. I can't tell what from what. Think I'm back in Nam sometimes, but I
Hmm,
don't even know if those events happened.
We even
interesting.
tried to bring them up psychically, but it seems the programming was resisted it.
Yes, there are certain safeguards. Give me a moment. And he heads over to like his kitchen and like kind of like opens one of his drawers and takes out a bunch of like vials and ampules and syringes and he like jabs one in and fills it up. There is a sort of a Agent Carter.
I want to say I just wanted to do an aside while he's doing this. Wrap up now. Do an aside with Zai before that.
Okay.
I just wanted to kind of pull Zai to the senses. Zai, should one of us go check on Lamb? I mean, like probably not into the room, but like just knock on the door, let him know that you're there or something.
We could do that if you feel that's necessary.
I don't know. I don't want Lamb to be alone with this. This is a lot that she has to process, and it ain't easy.
Sure.
I mean, I can go up there just asking if you wanted to.
We can do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so Zai heads upstairs. Dr. Gottlieb comes back to Dowd and's like, there's a certain sort of chemical shield in your in what's left of your cerebellum that's stopping memories and so on from coming back, as well as maintaining your conditioning. But this should weaken it. So if you don't mind, he like, gives the syringe a little squirt. Which one is your non-dominant hand?
Non-dominant. Well, that would be my left.
Ah, that's perfect. And he goes over and gives you a little stick with the syringe, and like he finds a bit of open skin and like puts the plunger home. And he says, "Now, are you familiar with the Wizard of Oz?"
Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we've all watched that movie. It's pretty much in pop culture now, right?
Yes. Well, maybe you can consider me the wizard, because like him, I'm not exactly the great and powerful Oz. Once you get a peek behind the curtain, I'm just a sad old man. And the truth is that, well, this is sort of inhibiting your memories. But with this, you won't find it an effective cure, because, like in that movie, the truth's inside of you all along. You just have to. This will remove the conditioning, but the other half has to come from you. So, Mr. Tin Man, if you really do want that heart, you're going to have to reach into yourself and pull it out. You've got to bring your own memories back. Because part of the conditioning is from these chemicals that this concoction is subduing, but the other part of it is your own mind.
Will the machine fight me when I try to remember?
You will fight you. So what you have to do is surrender. Allow the machine to lose. And when you do that, you'll find your free will and your memories. They've already been returning. That's all you. So keep fighting that fight and they'll come back when you want them to.
Okay. I think I get it.
Hmm.
So I have to will myself to remember everything.
Hmm.
Well, let's give this a shot. Carter,
Yeah.
Still have that remote on you? The one that can shut me down?
Yeah, we have it. Why?
Just keep it prepared.
I'm gonna walk over and put my hand on Ray's shoulder. You got this, Ray.
Right on.
So that way you're in my aura. So if you have to make any saving throws, you have +3 to it all.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so Dowd's gonna shut down, so to speak, and just go into his mind.
Oh, okay. Well, Dowd, I'll ask you this. I know, and the Aurora's great, of course, but I don't think this necessarily comes down to a roll. I think, like he said, you have to accept it. So do you think Dowd is at a place right now where he would be willing to cast aside what's left of the machine? Or do you think he still has a little more to go?
There's still some things he doesn't really know. Like what exactly happened in like the accident that made him this and everything. Does he really want to know how that happened? Does he want to remember what they did to him? It's probably gonna take some doing, but he does want to remember his childhood, everything before that.
Right. Yeah. You were able to remember your childhood. You remember Julia, your parents. All that comes back. And you get, part of the war, but like right up to the accident, and then it sort of is still blacked out.
And then right up to the accident, he gets a little robotic voice in his head that says, "Access denied." Damn it! I was almost there. It's still here. Huh. I think I remember.
What do you mean that you're almost there?
I was almost remembering everything. But, Carter, I remember being a kid.
It's more than the rest of us can say. It's kind of at least for us.
Remember everything. I have a sister.
Yeah.
She wasn't lying at all. I remember mom and dad and high school and oh God, why did I remember high school?
Yeah, I probably should have forgot those memories. That'd probably be the best. But is the machine telling you that you're being denied access, or are you denying access to yourself?
I'm guessing it's me, right? It is all me.
Do you want to remember what happened? Do you want to know how you ended up here?
Well, obviously there's a reason for it, but I don't know. Maybe it's too painful.
I mean, of course, it's gonna be painful, and that's the thing with memory. Is that while there's plenty of good ones, there's gonna be a lot of awful ones. A lot of them bring pain, anxiety, worry. Sometimes you have to let go that there are things that you can't control, and there are memories that you can't let go, and you have to work past them. I mean, I'm not a therapist, but
Well,
I'm just seeing my fair share of horrors.
I can always try again. Just keep going back to this one poor fellow before me. I think his name was Sully. I don't know what exactly they did to me, but read reports on what they did to him. It's horrifying. Guess whatever the process of creating cyborg that I am right now is just equally as. It's gonna take me some time to remember that.
No worries. We're all here for you.
Just worried about Lamb right now.
Yeah, speaking of that, Zai, you go upstairs, you go outside the room where Lamb is. What happens then?
We're going to do a sending spell since we can't see Lamb behind the door. So Lamb will hear, "We are sending a message since we cannot see you and make the link. We are here if you need us. We will be on the other side of the door.
Okay. The response you get is everything is pain. That's it.
So I'm going to. Yeah, I'll cast it as an actual spell. I won't use sorcery points, but I will roll a d4. 1 to 2. Wild magic goes off. 3, 4. Nothing doesn't.
Oh man. Okay. Let's see if the wild magic table works.
No, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Roll
No
a
wild
3.
magic. All right. This is one of the new things you get because you're what do you call them? Because you've been bonded with with Jairus.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what is inside that not locked, but inside that room? What is Lamb feeling?
She's feeling a lot of emotions, and she's creating art. She does have painter's supplies as an ability, and she has the ability to burn things using her mind. And she's etching an image into the ceiling of the room that represents her loneliness and fears and despair. It's kind of abstract, but it's also kind of dangerous and scary looking. And it's just all burned into the ceiling. Not enough to catch anything on fire, just enough to make what looks like a wood etching.
Ooh, very cool.
It's a little bit like Picasso meets Hieronymus Bosch.
Whoa. All right. So, a couple minutes pass. You finish up this painting.
Which, by that point, the visage and the arms would be down.
Right. Dowd has also finished being the chemical has been administered. Dr. Gottlieb is like, he's kind of, after leaving you in there, just like opens the door and says, well.
She's asleep on the bed, by the way, by this point.
Oh, okay. He's like, if you would like to get your friend and depart, I'd appreciate it. You already hear like another car, which is his wife coming back from town with some groceries, like driving in. He's like, I really shouldn't be milking the goats right now, and I have to help my wife prepare dinner. Oh, Nick, you're muted there.
That's just sort of of course, we will grab her, and so I will pick her up and carry her.
All right, very good. Have a good afternoon.
When she
You
gets,
as well, Doctor.
When she gets picked up, she wakes up for a little bit, sees the doctor, and just looks at him for just like briefly, like, one of those moments where somebody wakes up a little bit from sleeping before they'll fall back asleep again.
Mm-hmm.
And when she looks at him, she says, next time I see you, I'm going to kill you.
He looks at you for a while. When you are asleep, he kind of says, almost to himself, he's like, well, it's no more than I deserve. The wizard, after putting those 3 or 4 visitors through all manner of torment to dispose of his enemy, got to make a nice little speech, and then he flew home with them in the hot air balloon and escaped. But after what I've done, well, there's no going home for me. I'll be gone soon, either way. Not that it matters much to those that we affected. So tell your friend that if murdering me will bring her some measure of relief, I'll be dead soon enough anyway, so she's welcome to speed me on my way. You can pass the information on.
Oh, very well.
Now, go click your heels and go home.
I don't believe we have a home anymore.
I don't believe you do.
Well,
Goodbye.
that just means we gotta find new ones.
So it's
And he goes outside to start milking those goats. So Wampus has been like outside in the car with just like the radio on, playing some like, California rock and roll. And he's just like sort of like jamming out, doing like air guitar. And when you guys all come back, he's like, "Whoa, well, hey there. Pardon me for rocking."
It's all right.
Anyway.
I understand. We played that kind of music back out in Non. Sometimes
Yeah. So you want to go to the Promethean Institute? I was checking the road maps. It's just about a half hour down the way.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea we go. Stop
All
by.
right. Oh, remember, if anyone asks, I am your hostage and prisoner and all of that.
Oh no, of course,
clear
of
on
course.
Of course.
It's all right. Already got prepared. Dowd's gonna point his arm cannon right at
Oh
Wampus's
boy,
head.
No,
I
no.
appreciate that, buddy.
I'm going to pull out the shotgun, make sure it's not loaded, and hand the shotgun to Ray. It's a little more convincing.
Yeah,
Less of an
to be
accident can
honest.
happen here.
It's all right. It doesn't fire unless I say it does.
That's good. Honk honk. So he drives you on down the road a bit. Coco goes in the back and hangs out with Lamb until she wakes up.
While she's sleeping, she's singing occasionally "I Want to Be Like You" from the Jungle Book.
Oh, interesting. So you head to the Promethean Institute. So it is like it's sort of built on a kind of in this valley. Where there's sort of like some natural hot springs in the center and like these waterfalls kind of running down, so you get sort of the cold and hot water meeting. It's very like verdant and green, and there's all these sleek, ultra-modern buildings set in a kind of outdoor pavilion. You guys pull into the parking lot, and you see that the place is like packed. There's actually like a convention going on right here. You see it says like Mindscapers Convention outside.
Mindscapers. What is that?
Mindscapers. The guests are kind of like a mix of very out there new age groovy types and more like square sort of scientist looking individuals.
Wow. This is interesting.
Not sure what I expected.
Yeah, so you guys head in, you kind of go to the front desk. There is sort of like a kind of middle-aged, very square-looking guy who's sort of checking the guests in and greeting everybody. Oh, Lamb, go ahead.
Is she still asleep in the car?
I think enough time has passed that she's woken up.
Okay.
I don't
Just
think we're
make-
all awake for this.
Okay. So she's okay to have had a short rest, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. She
All
looks
right.
groggy.
Are
as
we
she's
going
like,
in? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she looks really groggy as she's like going in here.
Yeah. In relation to that, are we all going in as is? I mean, I don't want to show up as a giant cyborg.
Oh, yeah,
Probably,
good question.
probably not.
It's all right. I got it. What would be a good disguise? Lederhosen wouldn't work for this, wouldn't it?
Probably not. No.
Just something business oriented.
Business oriented. Well, we could.
Business oriented.
I mean, try to blend in with the scientists.
Well, true. Or
Guess I could do a suit. Okay, got one.
I didn't bring a change of clothes myself.
I don't believe we have like anything that's close to what. I mean,
All
besides
my new
our-
outfits got left behind in Italy.
that is true.
If we need new outfits, I also got something new for that. We put up like a hologram for each of you, I think. And I got that all-purpose tool. I can turn it into a disguise kit. I think I can use it on all of you.
Oh,
I'm not
sure.
too worried about myself too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't think anybody's gonna care that much about me.
well, I mean, it's been like a while since you left Balboa, so you've probably been able to like get it, just hit the store and get some fresh clothes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're not like wearing the same clothes you're wearing a week ago when you attacked Fortress Valhalla.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, don't worry.
Might be a lot of blood on this clothing.
Yeah.
And she's wearing something more appropriate for. Well, actually, it's Northern California, so she's fine
Mhm.
with what I'm wearing for if it's autumn.
Totally,
A hoodie is good.
absolutely. And the dress code for Mindscapers Convention, casual, so you're fine.
Alrighty then.
Yeah,
Okay.
So who are we
So-
looking for particularly again?
Any sign of Captain Cross or his allies. This guy who's checking people in, like you can see, his nameplate says like Professor Gus Greeley, program, or like chief programmer. And looking around, you see like a huge portrait of him like on the wall of the of the main convention center. He's kind of this like outdoor table, just sort of greeting everybody, checking in the guests. So this is the guy who's like the big cheese of the Promethean Institute. So you guys move up to like the head of the line there. Professor Greeley, like heavy set guy. He does have sort of like a white coat, but a little more casual and like a kind of fashionable paisley tie. Graying through curly hair, heavy set, thick jowls. Looking you guys over, he's like, "Oh, so welcome to the Promethean Institute. Professor Augustus Gus Greeley at your service. And you are?"
I am Astrid Bowler. I'm here. I mean, I've only recently learned about this. I was being sent here by some government agency to sort of cover somebody who's supposed to be ill that was supposed to attend. Someone in I forget. I think his name is like Cross's entourage. I'm not exactly certain.
Oh, that is interesting. He starts like, looking through his papers. Go ahead and give me you give me a deception or an insight check. Or let's have Carter, you give me a deception. Other people give me an insight check maybe on this guy.
17
Okay.
deception.
I'll do
Ooh,
an
okay.
insight.
Mm-hmm.
18 insight.
How'd you do?
I've rolled yet another natural 20 on my insight, so that's a
Unbelievable.
27.
Incredible. Okay, and then
I
Zai
only
got
got a 10.
a
10.
Okay, so Zai, you think you can take him at his word, but he's definitely hiding something. Like he knows about Captain Cross. He is sort of like even kind of prepared for your arrival. So
That's what Lambda knows.
yeah, same with Dowd. You did pretty good too, I think.
Got an 18.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you can tell that like, sort of the puzzlement on his face, the confusion like goes from real and then goes to fake. Like he's kind of faking being confused.
Lambda points at her head, but just is kind of like scratching her ear, but it's an obvious head point to Zai.
I like the connection. What's up?
This guy knows who we are, and he knew that we were coming.
Shit.
He says
Doing an okay job at hiding, but not that good.
he's like, Astrid Bowler. Well, actually, Captain Cross had scheduled to meet an associate here. I wonder if you would like to meet them as well. Another doctor, like, what's the word? I want to say compatriot, but it means like colleague. That's the word. A colleague of mine named Dr. East, called Happy East. This is a rather charming nickname.
Is that the same Dr. East from past games?
Yes, that is
That
correct. The one who helped
guy.
work on you. Yeah. And he's an ally of Cross. He's like, he and Dr. East arranged a session of Mindscaper therapy. I think he wanted to view it. It's a shame he's not here to see it in person. Would you four like to take place in some Mindscaper therapy? I will be chaperoning.
Does it involve LSD, man?
Oh, yes, it does involve not that one, but it does involve other chemical enhancements to the experience.
Far out.
Oh, you're one of the charming flower children.
Yeah, I go
subculture,
by
are you not?
Star Walrus.
Oh, wonderful. If you would like to proceed to the Aqua Therapy Center, you can follow the signs. I'll join you there presently.
Before that happens, I'm going to use two sorcery points with my psionic sorcery to cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Ooh, okay. Does he get a save for this?
Not unless I probe further.
Ooh, okay. So his surface thoughts are them against East. I wonder who will win. So and they're not necessarily hostile to you. It's more like he's sort of like, ooh, another thing to experiment on. But also, it's not like he's not necessarily thinking like I must defend Captain Cross' interests. It's more like, what an interesting development. I must observe.
Let me think. I'm reading up on the spell to see if I just break the connection right off the bat without probing further, if he actually knows that I was in his mind.
It's one of those things that detect thoughts. It's really up to DM interpretation, and it's very hard to just know.
Well, yeah.
Because there's that line that says like, either way, somebody knows that
the target knows that you're probing. Yeah.
And,
okay.
and that line has, it's like, occasionally in a spell, it's almost like a bit of a holy text that people are trying to decipher, and that line is one of those lines. But there's a great deal of debate about what it means.
Yeah, I mean, the line, either way, the target knows you're probing into its mind, is in the same paragraph that talks about probing deeper, which requires the save.
Right, but it's also in the same paragraph that talks about moving around. So, like I said, it's I mean, it's a bit of D&D junk that DMs interpret one way or the other.
Sure. I mean, I'll say this guy is like a psychic warrior veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He's a master of this kind of thing, so he definitely knows you were taking a peek in there.
Okay.
But you just sort of feel like, more of like, ooh, interesting. And then he actually says, and you, Mr. Zai, I'm particularly intrigued what the results will be when you participate in the Mindscaper therapy.
Yeah, that's right.
He already knows your name. That's far out.
Hey, Gus?
Professor Greeley, please.
Professor Greeley. And
yes.
he can audibly hear the clicking of my hammer or my pistol going back. Why don't you show us to the agroscape, please? I know I'm sure you're a very busy individual, but I think it'd be really nice of you to lead us there. Especially with such honored guests.
Yes, follow me. He actually turns to one of his aides, and he's like, "Please ask Dr. East to join us at the Aqua Therapy Chamber immediately."
I'm gonna roll a deception check to see if she's pulling off this hippie thing at all. By the way.
Okay. Well, he sort of seemed to buy it, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see if it.
Let's see. Let's see if you are indeed keeping it groovy.
Oh no, she's not even remotely. No. It's like she's
Squaresville, man.
Yeah.
This person knows exactly who we all are.
Yeah, he knows who we are. It wasn't like an effective deception. I wanted to see if she was doing a good job at it, and the answer is no.
No,
not even
at
Flash
all.
of Genius can say that.
No.
Flower Powers, Monkey, Mike Nesmith's hat.
Now you just spewing gibberish, Lamb. I think the moment's passed. They know you're not a hippie.
Star Walrus.
By the way, I just rolled to see if Wild Magic went off, and it does.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
Oh dear Lord.
So
go ahead and roll a D100 as you guys
D100.
are heading over to the Aqua Therapy Chamber.
Fireball.
36.
Might be Fireball.
It might be actually.
I'm checking it out right now.
Roll a D10. Your age changes by a number of years equal to the roll.
Oh dear.
If the roll is odd, I get older. If the roll is even, I get older.
Let's do
One
it.
of those has to be younger.
Yeah.
Roll a d10.
The
Yeah.
size 16 about to be actually size 16.
Hajibaja.
Grows younger, his beard just retracts back into his face.
So Odd was older.
This is odd. I get younger by 3
Oh.
years, so I am now 22.
Not that bad.
You can
Hell
still
yeah.
legally drink.
Cool. You sort of reverse age as you walk over there. He kind of looks back and like, and he looks even more intrigued. Okay, so you guys go to
It's
the
foreign, Daddy-o.
groovy. So you guys go to the aqua therapy chamber. It's like sort of a hot spring. It's like also fed by a bunch of like waterfalls, kind of coming down from sort of the walls of the valley. So this is sort of like big pool that all this water feeds into, and there's a bunch of like mossy stones set around it. People can kind of sit and wait. As he's leading you there, Professor Greeley starts like disrobing. He like and just kind of undoes his belt and steps out of it and just pulls his shirt away and kind of steps out of his tidy whities, and then turns around facing you completely naked. And he's like, "It's very important for Mindscaper therapy that we complete it completely in the nude. So if you would please disrobe."
You could have warned us before you did that, you know.
Well, that's actually against the rules of Mindscaper therapy. A certain amount of aggressiveness is required to better assist the patients. So please disrobe and join me in the water.
Is he actually? Is this like? Is he just messing with us at this point?
You can go ahead and roll insight if you want to.
I'm
Lamb
just
doesn't-
flat say like, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to participate. I'm here to talk.
16.
Here to observe.
Okay, Zai. He is sincere, but you also realize that like he is he 100% believes in this program, but it might not be 100% on the up and up. But he at least fully believes in it. He's not messing with you. He's like, Miss Bowler, that's very sad to hear. You can
Who's
observe from
Miss
the
Bowler? Is that? Okay, sorry, I
Yeah, it's
forgot.
Carter.
you
One
can.
on deception.
He's like, maybe maybe I'll make the conditions clear, because there is something game-like about Mindscaper therapy. Dr. East, there you are. And you see Dr. East come over and being like, "Hey, Professor. Oh, it's you guys. Hello. Hey there, remember me?"
Yeah, hi, Dr. East. It's good to see you again.
Yeah,
you too.
remember you, Dr. East.
Yeah. So I hear you guys want to take me on some Mindscaper therapy. Oh, Lamb.
Does Lamb know who Dr. East is? I don't feel like
He
she
was at
does.
the gala or whatever that is. I
Was
think.
he?
Yeah, you guys have seen him. You've seen him around the Hermitage for sure. So you know him by reputation. You might not have ever met him.
I don't think he was in Italy. If that's what
No,
we're talking about.
he radio called into Italy.
He radio called
Yeah.
him, but
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dell
Um,
knows him personally.
okay, so she might have seen him around, but that's about it.
Yeah, he is like kind of this lean, dark-haired academic type. And he does have like sort of some. He's wearing like kind of a suit, but it's just like a vest and there's some corduroys to it. And he's like a bunch of fun counterculture buttons like attached to it. So he's kind of an interesting mix.
I feel like
But he starts disrobing too, and he's like, come on, Agent Carter, you don't wanna, get down and dirty with it?
Not particularly, no.
I don't
Ooh, you're
like-
fun.
I don't really like most of these terms that are being said.
Okay, well look, I'll go ahead. I'll let the professor here explain the situation. And Professor Greeley says, here is how Mindscape therapy works. It's based on confrontation. Most therapy is simply like you talk, the other person regards insights, and it's even group therapy has a sort of element of cooperation to it. I've influenced some certain drug treatment programs about a more confrontation-based psychic type of therapy. So what will happen is that you will play the parts of the defenders, and Dr. East will initially play the part of the attacker. You'll be sort of on opposing teams, if you will. And then if you succeed, then the roles will be reversed and you'll get a chance to go at him. You'll be submerged partially in the water under the influence of certain narcotics that some of my assistants will administer. And as he's saying this, you hear like kind of a little chittering, and a bunch of these rats start like kind of creeping up out of the rocks and like kind of popping up. They'll administer them, and then we will enter the mindscape of each individual. But you will not be in your own mindscape. You will instead be in the mindscape of one of your fellow patients. You will be in charge of protecting a certain node of transformation from Dr. East's tendrils. And in this way, you'll get to know each other and yourselves a little bit better. So if you can protect the nodes, then you'll have won that round. And if not, if you lose the node, well, you get 4 chances because there's 4 of you. If you lose 4 times, then that's it. The game will end. Dr. East will win. But if you succeed defending them, then you'll get a chance to go after him, and he'll tell you what he knows. Isn't that right, Doctor? Dr. East's like, well, I mean, I'm not going to lose, so yeah.
I don't like any of this.
Have to fully disrobe? That's just sort of kind of uncomfortable.
I don't like the rats.
They'll keep their distance. Really says, if you only wish to partially disrobe, but you should get in the water. That is part of it.
Well, if this helps me get to the bottom of what's in my mind, Doubt's gonna disrobe. I drop the hologram. Let's get to it then.
All right, very good.
I'll start removing my bulletproof vest.
Okay. Professor Greeley's like, all right, into the water.
No, thank you.
Zai will
You really wish to be
go-
on dry land?
I would rather not be doing this.
Oh. The therapeutic insights could be most rewarding. You're really sure you don't wish to participate?
All this is giving me bad feelings.
Oh no, I fully agree.
No one else has to participate. I'm only participating for my own reasons. The rest of you don't? Then don't, please.
It's either this or we put a bullet in one of them and interrogate the other.
You also do that.
Really?
I'm not really fine with murder, though. Not in this particular instance. He's too... Well, East might be a dickhead. I think that the professor might actually be innocent.
Greeley's like, oh, well, I'm simply an academic.
Yeah.
This just scares me very badly.
It would involve one of your friends. The exact roles of who is defending your node of transformation is random, so it's going to be one of these 3. They would get a little peek into your past, into your psyche, so it would involve them seeing that. But how deep you wish them to probe is a little bit up to you, though you also have to make sure you must trust them that they're going to defend you from Dr. East.
I only trust one of them. That much.
Well, in that case, consider this like a trust fall, because you got to trust all of them. That's one of the good things about Mindscape of therapy. It builds trust, even as it adds to confrontation.
She looks at the 3 of you and is like, I don't understand why we're doing this.
Dr. East is like, because I'll tell you everything about Captain Cross if you win. And if not, I'm gonna beat you up mentally and drag you back to the Hermitage.
We'd like to see you try.
Ooh, I like your attitude. Lamb, come on. I'll go easy on you. I just gotta take out like 3 of you and I'll win by default, so I'll try and go easy on you. How about that?
What are the rats going to do?
They just sort of swim around in the water.
No.
No? Okay.
Is that truly necessary?
The rats leave their thing, whatever they're going to give us, they leave them and they go away.
Yep.
All right. Gus is like, All right, very well. No, you're no fun.
If you're looking for accurate results, you need to get rid of all exterior influences.
The exterior influences lead to accurate results. Hey, who's the academic here? Anyway, here, and one of the rats gives him like a little bottle of pills, unmarked. He's like, "Go ahead and take one of these, then. You can pass it around." He like throws it over to you. It's more fun if the rats do it.
Um,
All right, so do you guys take the pills?
Carter will.
I'm just trying. Like, I rarely have a character that freezes up like this, but Lamb doesn't like any of what's happening here.
Yeah,
Oh, no, yeah.
It could be. It's gonna go into her past in a little bit. One of her a certain moments that you'll decide. So as players, you will kind of decide what your node of transformation is. And another player, the one who's ahead of you in initiative, is going to be defending it.
I just.
If Lan wants to sit it out, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
No pressure to do this. Do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
she got uncomfortable right at disrobing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I've very. I mean, I'm still mostly dressed.
Mm-hmm.
Zach just goes down to his pants. That's about it.
I've never taken drugs.
Dr. East's like, "Oh, that's not true. We give you all kinds of drugs at the Hermitage. I read some of the files on the Lamb Project.
What they
We
feeding me
dosed
at
you
Hermitage.
6 ways till Saturday. There's just one more.
She'll
You've
take
never
it.
had a drug like this."
Yeah, he says that right after she takes it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, everybody roll initiative.
Ooh, boy. You all, by the way, I'm gonna make sure that they're all positioned within 10 feet of me, so they all get +3 to their initiative rolls.
Oh, cool.
+3.
Ooh,
Plus 3.
awesome.
Oh,
All right,
plus
I'll
your
roll
initiative.
for.
Yep, that is or the Sentinel.
Please.
Ooh,
13.
14.
19.
I'll try
Yeah,
to get
why
it so it rolls the additional +3. We'll see.
Yeah, I didn't get that, so just add a 3 to that.
Okay,
I
looks
have
like
not
rolled it yet.
Doctor. Well, I mean, it's not super important for Doctor East because they'll be like in everybody's sort of mind.
Okay.
Mind Palace.
Mine does include the +3, so it's 11, including the +3. Wasn't a great roll.
Why
So
am
how
I
do you-
not? I think I may have been an issue with D&D Beyond here. So here go. I'll do manual re-entry.
Oh, did mine not show up
No,
either?
I don't want to do that. No.
That's
Well,
yours.
I can just put it in. So what did Carter get?
14. That's with my +3.
Okay, and then what did Lamb get?
11.
What did Dowd get?
13.
And Zai.
19 total.
Okay, so the first one we're in, the first mind we're mindscaping with is Zai. And Zai, so you are in Lamb's node of transformation.
Oh, okay.
So interestingly, the one who you trust the most is the one who gets to sort of see your past, but you're not going to see his past. You'll see someone else's. Lamb, you will see Dowd's past. Dowd, you see Carter's past, and Carter, you are seeing Zai's past. Okay, so
Just as a quick note, she didn't take off any of her clothes.
okay, that's fair.
But she
I
was only
will say,
wearing like,
mhm.
she took off the hoodie and that's it.
Yeah, that's totally okay. I will say this is all based off of Abraham Maslow, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this guy is based off of. Who it turns out, I mean, the hierarchy of needs may have some it might be good. It sounds good to me, I guess. But Maslow himself was kind of a crank, and he was in Esalen, which is what this is based on, and he was into all kinds of this weird, kooky therapy that's like been totally discredited, and this is sort of like nude therapy and encounter therapy, which this is kind of riffing on, is like based on that. But this is way nicer than actual encounter therapy, which is sounds horrifying and has been thoroughly discredited and should never occur again. It's so bad, guys. So yeah, totally okay not to you know, because this guy, like, I think the real Maslow seems like kind of a crank from what I understand, which it really 100% is. So disrespect him. It's all good. He's a crank. Okay, so Zai, you are seeing sort of Lamb. What is Zai seeing?
Okay, so this is like one particular memory.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like the worst one. It's not a bad memory necessarily. It's a node of transformation. It's something that changed you in some way. It could even be a memory from our game, something that happened, an event that happened in this game. Just something that like led to a change in your character's life.
Gotcha. No, I think she's gonna remember the day her sisters died.
Ooh, okay. So what does Zai see?
So you see a room with 10 girls in it, and they're all identical, but they're wearing color-coded outfits. Like that's how they they could tell the girls apart was by the outfits that they wore. All of them had two colors because you run out of colors eventually that are like distinguishable. So you know, there's like her colors, for instance, are purple, yellow. So like it's a purple outfit, but it has yellow like accents to it. And they're all kind of simple dresses that the kids are all wearing. And a lot of the girls are sociable and hanging out with each other and talking and playing games, and she's just kind of isolated, shy, nervous, kind of like, even though they're all identical like clones, like she's almost like the runt of the litter. And she does the thing that she always does when she's feeling nervous and awkward, which is goes to the TV and turns it on and watches the television. And she's expecting to see like a cartoon or one of her, like, you know, maybe a quiz show. If the news comes on, she usually turns it right back off because that's weird adult stuff. Just keep in mind she's really young at this point, like 7. But what she sees when she turns on the TV is the announcement of President Kennedy's assassination. And she doesn't know how to process the idea of a president having died, and the screen is flickering, and she has her first seizure.
Ooh, okay. So, as like the whole room sort of blurs with psychic force, Zai, you're kind of in the middle of it. You're watching it, and then you see these sort of tendrils that you know shouldn't be in this memory creeping up from like the floor, kind of like weird roots in reverse, sort of spreading out and moving, it's very hard to see them because, you know, the whole of the room is coming apart, the ceiling's coming down, people are dying, but you know you've got to like find some way to bash or destroy these. So what does Zai do?
I'm guessing so they're like all around the room.
Yeah,
but there would also be her ghost arms flying everywhere.
Yeah, there's those too. So it's hard to see like,
and like her siblings being destroyed.
Yeah,
like, this isn't like later on where she can just reach into somebody and pull out a soul. Like it's gruesome.
Yeah.
How big is the room?
Oh, maybe like 120 square feet. Does that sound right, Lamb? Or
probably. I'm not, as a player, not great at the idea of square footage. It's right, like it's a large children's playroom.
Yeah.
Or the size of a kindergarten class.
Yeah, I'll say that, like classroom size.
Okay. So that's probably not going to help much.
And I'm not trying to get too deep into the descriptions of what's happening, but
no,
right.
No.
Yeah,
it's good. I don't want to hear them. It's an intense moment, so we can draw the curtain there.
20. Okay. Trying to see if there's like any all of my area of effect ones.
It could be a skill check too if you don't want to do an attack.
Okay.
You have a relevant skill.
Oh, can I note one more thing about the memory though? Because she doesn't know this, but this is a thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
What most of the arms are focused on doing is getting the scientists.
Ooh, okay.
Like much more than it's the kids get it too, don't get me wrong, but the thing that the arms are trying to get are the people that are in pain.
Right, okay.
I mean, her siblings all picked on her, so
Yeah.
but you're
All right,
getting
so
the
Zai,
idea
what
that
are we...
these things have always been very directed.
Mm.
Yeah. So basically, I need to not have the tendrils get to her, correct?
Or just like direct them away, like push them out of here.
Okay.
So force them back or destroy them in some way.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just. Well, actually, you know what? I think. Yeah, let's have some fun with a new spell. Now that I have access to it.
Okay.
So it's not. It's only a 20-foot cube, but
Yeah, it will work. I mean, we're in a memory, so spatial stuff isn't necessarily accurate. So what is the spell?
So, Evard's Black Tentacles.
Ooh, okay.
So,
there's 3 types of tentacles in the
I know.
Yeah.
All tentacles. All right, so
it's all tentacles, yep.
Okay, so I have to beat Edvard
16 deck save.
16.
Although I guess her things are more like arms, but
All right. It's a deck save?
Yes.
Okay, we're getting a +3 to this one. Can I... Hopefully everybody sees this. Ooh, it was so close to beating it, but did not. It got a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, your tentacles appear, force back his tentacles, and ooh, a 1, and kind of get lost. This will not happen in her memory. Roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute. All right, maybe you'll get to roll next time.
That was just to
to see if the wild magic
to see if it goes off. This is the D100 roll.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll.
52.
52.
Spectral Shield hovers
Covers you
near
for
me
next minute.
the next
+2
minute.
to AC and
Granting
immunity to
+2 to
magic
AC.
missiles.
Immunity to magic missile. Okay.
Ooh, very handy.
Cool.
All right, you get a cool shield over you. So very good there. And also, your tentacles force back his tentacles. And with that, you are safe. Or, sorry, the node of transformation is protected. Okay, so...
Can we have the memory end on the moment that the really horrific part of what comes out of her is coming out?
Yeah, Zai,
like the thing that knocks down the ceiling.
Yes, you get sort of rushed out of there as like the dust and the chaos fills the room.
Like,
all right,
it's like the thing you're seeing emerging is almost like an improbable horror.
Whoa. Okay, so from there, we zoom over to Agent Carter. Agent Carter, you are in Zai's memory. So Zai, what is a moment of transformation in Zai's life that Carter would see?
I think it would be sort of yeah, the first time it's not really a memory, it's a dream and a memory at the same time.
No, that's totally okay.
Because this would be the first time that Zai met Jairus.
Whoa. Is this when he saw the spider or one of his visions?
This would be like this would be a dream after that, after the spider visit.
Ooh. Okay. So, Carter, you are like suspended in the stars. You get to see Jairus for the first time, this like glowing sort of sunset purple entity. You see like young Zai when he was a kid, sort of looking up at this, also kind of floating in the starry void. And then this time it seems like kind of lightning crackling around the corners, and you realize that is Dr. East forcing his way in.
Do I get a feeling that my if I shot the tendrils, I could like shot them, I could push them back that way?
Yes, that could work. It's a psychic, not like it's doing psychic damage, but like it's your avatar would like manifest its psychic defense in that way. So yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action cast Divine Favor. So that both my guns begin to glow with this sort of brilliant, sort of kind of yellowish white light.
Ooh, so cool.
Kind of in contrast to the sort of the sunset appearance around me. This is more of like a brilliant dawn. And I'm just gonna start blasting out the tendrils.
Nice. Okay, go ahead and do an attack roll. You got to beat a 13.
Okay, so I make 2 attacks with my pistol. First one is 24.
Ooh, it hits.
Let's see. The first damage is gonna be 12 points of piercing plus an additional 3 points of radiant.
Oof.
And second attack, only gonna be a 9.
Does not do it.
Yeah. Shucks.
The first one is good though. Like you are just unloading, and you are blowing away these cracks. They fade away into nothingness, and you feel like this node is safe. Okay. Anything else you need to do your turn, or should we move it on here? I think you've kind of done your job.
I'm gonna look up to this sort of entity and like, nice to meet you, Jairus. I don't think I've ever really talked to Zai about this.
Yeah, I mean now you can see it for yourself. Like you get to see what Jairus is.
Getting severe flashbacks to Vakot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's it. Just kind of keep watching, making sure to blast any tendrils that I see.
Nice. Okay, so now Agent Carter, we're into Dowd's turn. And Dowd, you were in one of Agent Carter's memories.
Okay.
One of a time that Carter transformed. So Carter, what is this part of your life that Dowd is seeing?
Well, the room that you're in is sort of in this dark, it's sort of like a dark gray lit chamber, sort of that moment before dawn arises. And you can kind of see through some windows along the edge of this kind of living room in this house, kind of in the Pacific Northwest. You can kind of see dawn begin to crack open, kind of, like creep above the mountains and across the forests. And you see Carter is currently being restrained by 2 sort of kind of faceless, not actually faceless, you can't really see their features in this moment. 2 fellow cultists.
Whoa.
And they're all wearing the sort of very similar garb, a sort of kind of pale, bland looking white sort of, tunics and whatnot. And there's chanting kind of happening from the sort of darker corners of the room from where they're sitting as they're intoning the arrival of the master, the person who was going to lead them into the brilliant dawn. And of course, as you kind of see them begin to approach, dawn begins to crest, and they reveal their true form as an alien to everybody here. And they're blessed in what they say, but to curse Carter with these powers.
Yeah.
And it is just a pure moment of terror and panic for her.
Ooh. So yeah, Dowd, you were seeing this fear like racing through Carter. And then this time, Dr. East's energy is sort of manifesting as like these kind of jagged stalagmites and stalactites that are sort of coming out of the ceiling and the walls, kind of pushing their way in. So how do you help fend them off?
Stalagmites and stalactites.
Yeah.
Inorganic material, you would say. All right.
Yes.
Shatter. Shoulder grenade launcher's going to open up, and Dowd's going to fire a shatter grenade right in the middle of them.
Oh, amazing.
So they all need to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw, and if there's stalagmites like made of stone or anything like that, they have disadvantage.
Ooh, okay, let me go ahead. I'm going to roll with disadvantage. Wait, I want everybody to see it. Roll disadvantage. All right, roll them. Let's see how we do here. Ooh, that is a failure with a 9.
Awesome. So they are all going to take 12 thunder damage.
Oof. Yeah, they're blown to pieces. Yeah, it goes flying away, and you know this node transformation is safe. All right, so now it's Lambda's turn, and Lamb, you are in Dowd's past. So Dowd, what moment is Lamb seeing?
All right, so you were in the middle of an intense firefight during the Tet Offensive. Jungle behind you, open field in front of you. And you'll see Dowd and a couple of his squad firing on what they think are Viet Cong soldiers. The image is kind of fuzzy, like purposefully fuzzy. And then you'll hear somebody say, "Air support's coming in! Don't wait! Wait! They're coming in too low! They're coming in too low! Everyone get down!" You'll then hear a robotic voice saying, "Access denied," as the bombs hit Dowd and the squad. And then the whole image, the whole memory resets back to the beginning of the firefight. And it's going to be doing that on repeat.
Whoa, so cool. So you're kind of stuck in this this endless loop of Dowd's being maimed. As this is happening, you see this time the energy of Dr. East is appearing as like a giant hand, kind of like emerging over the hills, like over the horizon, kind of like reaching down, sort of envelop and grab everything. So what do you do?
She is going to use telekinesis because this is like dream, so it might be more powerful than she normally has.
Yeah, I love that.
And she's going to use it to, what was it, a plane or a helicopter that was flying low and bombing everybody?
Plane, air support, napalm, basically. You ever watched We Were Soldiers?
No.
No?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I've seen it a long time ago. It's,
then you'll know the scene I'm talking about, Michael.
Yeah. Though that one's sort of like, if I remember, it's been a while, but that was kind of like they get saved by the air support. This is like the opposite.
Not some poor dudes who get caught in the crossfire.
Oh boy. Well, maybe I gotta Hey, you know how I love my Mel Gibson movies. So I want to rewatch. Yeah.
Let's get back.
Yeah.
So either she's going to manipulate the plane itself, or if this thing was dropping napalm, what she does is manipulates the doors to stay closed.
Ooh, okay.
And I understand there's the giant hand coming too, but she's hoping that by causing this memory to be different for Dowd, that he can get to the next part.
Oh, that's so cool.
And be able to like affect this himself.
Okay, so for telekinesis, is that a role?
She's just manipulating an object. So she saw it repeat a few times. She knows what door opens up. She's causing it to not open up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't think you need to make a roll for this. I like this. I like this how it's going. Okay, so Dowd, this kind of like triggers a change in the memory. This is now the access denied is sort of being circumvented. So at least in some part of his mind, Dowd can see what really happens. So what does Dowd see there?
So they're not Viet Cong soldiers. They're Hermitage soldiers. This is an ambush designed to get Dowd. And those bombs were supposed to come down and wipe out his entire squad while they get Dowd himself out of there.
Yeah. You in fact see that like Dowd, sort of survives the napalming.
Yeah, very burned.
Yeah,
but still alive.
Yeah. And then these Hermitage guys like rush over, sedate him, and are like dragging him away. Okay,
If
land.
they drag him away before the hand gets there, then she kind of feels like mission accomplished. But if the hand's still approaching, then we'll deal with that.
Yeah, it's still approaching. The hand still has to be dealt with because that's that you got to win the game.
Yeah. So since she's got Dowd like at least moving away from the hand.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so the next thing she does is gets within 10 feet of where the hand is, if that's possible.
Yeah, you're in psychic space, so yes.
Okay. And she activates the arms and visage of astral self. The hand needs to make a dex save, DC 17.
Okay, let me roll. Yeah, flat. I'll roll in front of everybody. So he used to beat a 17.
Correct.
Ooh, big fail with a 5.
Okay, so that hand is going to take force damage,
Uh-huh.
which is 7 points of force damage, and now she's going to attack.
Okay, go for it. You have to beat a 13.
Okay. So here comes the first Arms of Astral Self attack. And that is a beat.
Ooh, oh yeah, 17.
For 5 points of force damage, and the hand can make a Constitution saving throw DC 17.
Okay. Roll in front of everybody. Oh wait, no, not self. Roll in front of everybody. Go.
Yes, roll Warlock of the Great Old One.
Oh, you got. Okay. Spoiler alert. All right, did pass it with a 21.
Okay. Next attack.
It's a Warlock of the Dr. East is what it is, okay?
And you got the 5 points of force damage, right?
Yes.
Next attack misses, so that's a 9.
Okay.
She has done some force damage to this hand. But...
No, the hand is shatters, destroyed. And in fact, the next thing we see, the nodes of transformation have been protected. So now you guys kind of hear Professor Greeley's voice being like, "Ooh, well done, and most ingenious." I mean, Dr. Reese has played this game several times. This is the first time I've seen him bested. Very few times have we gotten to this stage when you get to attack him. Unfortunately, I'm afraid that I wasn't exactly forthcoming. He's a rather skilled player, and you guys are now all in a whole different place. You are now not necessarily in his memory, but in his mind. You are on what looks like a table in a kid's room. You are like tiny, you're doll or action figure sized, and you see like towering above you, a bit younger, like he's wearing like a stripy shirt and his freckles, a younger child, Dr. East, like kind of looking down at you, and he's like, "Yeah, I should have told you. Maybe I should have warned you guys, because when you do Mindscaper therapy with me, you're messing with the champ. And now I get to mess with you. So all you guys, go ahead and make a DC, I'm going to say 13 wisdom saving throw.
Is everyone within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, all together.
Y'all get +3.
Ooh, okay. So you got to beat a 13. It's wisdom.
14.
Ooh, Carter just does it. Okay.
21.
Ooh, Lamb does it. Okay.
She's finally getting the wisdom save she should have been getting this whole game. She's got good wisdom.
Super
She's
good.
Always bombed her wisdom saves.
So I get.
You just need Zai.
Yeah, you get +3 to the result.
Yeah, we should add a +3. So I think we just need Zai and Dowd.
You could just roll in and then add 3 to the result.
20
Yeah.
total.
I had roll 20
Whoa.
open, so.
Oh yeah,
there's the
sorry, we're in
rolls.
just D&D Beyond, because this is this is so wacky. I didn't want to do an actual board.
No problem. Well, I got a
Mhm.
7 +3, that's a 10.
Ooh,
And I'm
okay.
going to use my reaction to have
Ooh.
a flash of genius at +4 to the roll. Makes it 14.
Oh man, so cool. Okay, so you got the feeling you would be like frozen, or frozen like turned into sort of toys for him if you had failed. Instead, all you guys retain your consciousness, and you're able to move around and do damage to him. And actually, his memory shifts, and now he looks like himself, like actual Dr. East as you remember him. And he looks like super surprised. He's like, this isn't supposed to happen.
Is that really all you have, East?
Looks like someone's got
Zai.
control issues.
Oh, okay, Zai, it's your turn.
Is my stuff still up, by the way?
Yeah, I'll say it is.
Yeah,
You can still keep the arms up and everything.
Cool.
Okay, so Zai, your turn.
Let's see here. I think. Yeah. Wait. Oh, wait. No, is that not that? No, that's not one of my spells that I have. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bonus action use 4 sorcery points to get my 4th level spell slot back.
Nice.
And then I'm going to use that to cast Psychic Lance.
Ooh, okay. So, how does that one work real quick? Is that just an attack?
Let's see here.
Let me do a quick Google.
It's an intelligence saving throw on his part.
Nice. Okay, his intelligence is +1. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Oh, I did roll self accidentally, but I'll be honest. He did really good. He actually got a 20 on that one. Not natural.
Okay. Well, he takes, I believe, he takes half of this, and he's sadly not incapacitated.
Ooh, that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
How much
so
damage
he
did he take?
takes, some bad rolls. Half of 25.
Ooh, so that is, let's see, so it's 14 damage.
Yep.
That's still a lot.
Yep.
You can see
Half
like
of 25 is 12.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking, oh my
Yeah.
god, 14.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, you can see like a nose, like blood starts pouring down his nose after this attack.
Okay.
And he again looks very surprised.
Let me do
All
a
right,
D4
Agent
for
Carter.
wild magic.
Oh, sorry, Zai. Anything else?
Oh, wild magic goes off.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead and roll on the table.
8.
8.
Ooh.
Fireball.
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 We all get
Uh-huh.
+3 to the save, though, by the way.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead and
yeah.
roll the fireball damage.
So I
Okay.
cast Fireball at a 3rd level. I don't have Fireball.
You'll get hit by this
among my
too, by the way.
spells.
It is 8d6.
8d6? Okay.
And it's against your spell save DC. I rolled a 9, so.
It's DC 16 dex
I
save.
got a 21, so 24 altogether.
Haven't rolled yet. Oh, for God's sakes. I only got a 10.
Oh, no.
Ooh. I'll have him roll too, actually. He's in this mindscape.
Since it's centered on myself, do I have to make it as well?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Okay.
He got a 20, so he passed.
I
Okay,
can't use Flash of Genius again, can I?
Not until your turn.
No.
Dang.
All right, what is the
So
damage?
I just made it. So the
Ooh.
full damage
Mhm.
of 8d6
My God, I can't believe this happened.
it's oh my god. 23 points of fire
Wow.
damage.
23.
Okay.
So half of that would be 11.
11. And
Okay.
that actually is all that Lamb takes because she
yeah.
has evasion.
Evasion,
So even
yeah.
when
Nice.
she saves on a dex save, it's half.
Okay, go ahead and pump in the damage for that. He took it too.
Yeah.
So
I'm
after-
just noting why I'm having it even though she
Right.
failed. Because it's
How
half
far-
on a fail and nothing on a success.
How far away is
I mean, he's
Our
like
enemy.
giant, so he's sort of like, kind of over you as well. He was like reaching his hand down, so you burned up his hand.
okay.
All right. Well, after that
Ow.
just happened, go ahead
That
to Agent
Was
Carter.
unexpected. Sorry guys.
It's fine. Pull the guns out. Is Divine Favor still up? They last for, I think it's a minute.
Oh yeah, we're still up. It's only been like a round. This happens real fast.
Pa, pa, pa. I'll make 3 shots at him.
Okay.
First one, 18 to hit.
It hits.
I'm gonna pump it in a first level Divine Smite on this. So that's 10 points of piercing damage,
Ooh, okay. He's hurt.
plus an additional 14 points of radiant.
Oh man, he's looking. Okay, go ahead.
Second shot,
Mm-hmm.
a 9.
That misses.
Yeah, I thought as much. Offhand pistol is going to be a 22.
Ooh, that hits.
Only 3 points of damage, and
He is still up, but like barely.
plus an additional 4 points of radiant.
Ooh. Okay.
And I'm gonna no, actually, I'm gonna stay right here because I'm helping my allies by being close to them, even if it means I explode.
What happens? You explode?
No, yes, I'm gonna be here, even if it means I explode again, because
Ooh.
my aura is for my friends.
Nice. Okay. Well, the good news is, so after you fire this last shot, he like kind of looks down at you and he's like, oh no. Crackling like cracks glowing with light fill up this giant version of him, and then he shatters. And you guys are all dragged back into the real world. We're still sort of an initiative war though, so you guys can still do stuff. He is like, you know, sort of down to his knees in the water. He like kind of pulls himself up and like kind of vomits. He looks over and he's like, Professor Greeley, Mindscaper therapy needs a lot of work. Just putting my 2 cents in. That did not go as I thought it would.
Is it my turn now?
What's that?
So is it my turn now?
I think Dowd is next.
Really? I thought I was ahead of him in initiative.
Yeah.
Oh, I have Carter, Dowd, and then Lamb.
I had an 11.
Yeah, Dowd got a 13.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the aura.
Got it.
Yeah. So wait,
Okay.
is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Yeah. You can still
I wanted to have a moment, but it's your turn.
you can still get your moment after his turn.
I bet I won't, but it's okay.
Okay, well he's alive. He will, and now, you know, he's like, okay, look, a deal's a deal. I'll tell you everything.
Good. You should tell me everything. Dowd's gonna grab his neck. You son of a bitch, it wasn't an accident. Hermitage did this on purpose. You killed my men. You killed my friends. You did this to me.
He's like, whoa, easy. Not my department. It wasn't my department.
Then whose was it? Talk.
I don't know. Look, I was just the one who helped build. Look, I didn't break Humpty Dumpty. I was the one who put you back together again.
Really? On whose orders? Most crossed, wasn't it?
He thinks for a moment. He's like, yeah, look, Cross, he's got his fingers in a lot of pies. He was very interested in tomorrow's soldiers, all since when he was in Vietnam. He cared a lot about that one and a lot about the Lambda project. And lately, that's what he's been into the most.
Why? My project.
He looks over and he's like, can you get your friend to let go of me a little bit?
I mean, honestly, I was gonna eat you, but like I forgot, because I kind of forgot we were trying to get information out of you. So, you know, Dowd, don't kill him, I guess.
Can I at least shock him?
What?
A little bit.
Aren't we trying to get things out of him right now?
Yeah, because
Yes,
he knows
and
what
that
Captain
will-
Cross is, and he knows Captain Cross's plan.
Yes, and that will expedite the mission.
Well,
All right, give
unless
him a
you
little
knock
zap.
him out or kill him.
Nah.
Well, so Dowd, how are you gonna? What's the zap plan here? Are you gonna shock him or?
Okay. I know I have Thunder Gauntlets, but I also remember that all-purpose tool can give me another cantrip.
Okay.
Okay.
Shocking grasp.
It can. It's one of the things that it does. It's once a day you decide any freaking cantrip you want to take, you can take.
All right. Shocking Grasp.
It's an all-purpose
Ooh.
tool thing. I didn't make up the item.
Okay.
That's
Here,
cool.
I'll tell you what. Give me Intimidation with advantage.
All right.
Yeah, I'll let
Why
you do
do
that
I-
because like You would just might just actually kill him. So just give him intimidation with advantage. That's really the goal here. So
Yeah.
all right. You rolled
Why
super
is-
low.
Why is my charisma so horrible? The highest
Wow.
I got is a 6. I'll flash some genius set to make it a 10. Maybe it will do
All
something.
right. Well, maybe now Lamb can get. Hey, maybe this is an example of the dice kind of matching the story, because now maybe Lamb can get the moment to scare him. Because after you kind of like give him a zap, he's just sort of like, yeah, that's you working like you're supposed to. And he's seemingly getting his wits back about him. So now what does Lamb do?
Okay. I mean, I don't know if we're still doing the intimidation or not.
Yeah, you definitely need him alive. He could, because if this succeeds, he's going to tell you where Cross is.
Hmm. Honestly, I think I might have another way of getting information out of him. Like if I pull out his soul and try to not digest it too fast, I bet I can get it.
Whoa, what?
Works for me. And Dow tosses into
I
Lamb.
mean, or you could alternately talk, but
Ooh. Okay, Lamb, you give me intimidation with advantage.
Okay, and actually the astral visage gives her advantage on intimidation.
Oh, nice. Okay, well give me the intimidation.
Okay, well let's see, because she doesn't have great intimidation, and I might roll terribly.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
14's good. I mean, he's been psychically beaten into submission. So this.
This thing is like over him, like a spider about to suck the blood out of a fly.
Oh yeah. He's like, wait. I'll talk. Okay, Lamb. That's why he's been interested in Project Lambda. It's because of you. He was reading the reports from the beginning about how effective you would be. Your seizures, the effect they could have on the enemy. But he was thinking it couldn't be controlled. So he came to me. He said, refine this. Make this something that we could use, that I could use. With the concoctions that I made, he experimented on himself. He's turning himself into, well, a better version of you. And what he's going to do with that? Well, that's the strategy of tension, man. He's going to give America the wake-up call it needs. Project Valhalla, Fortress Valhalla, it was refining the entity we had down there, getting his essence. That's the fuel he's going to need to power himself. He's going to launch his attack on Los Angeles, and that'll be everything it needs to make America start marching to his tune. Now, my job was to get the stuff from Valhalla, get it refined over here, and bring it to him in L.A. So I can do that. I know where he is in L.A., and if you don't eat me, I'll take you to him. Okay?
She looks at Agent Carter and kind of cocks her head.
We need him.
See, I can control myself.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
All right. I see Zai wants to do something.
I want to do a detect thoughts and see if he's A, telling the truth, and B, because there was only one entity at Fortress Valhalla, right? And that was Jairus.
Yes, that was him.
So yeah, I want to see if that's actually like the entity that's being drawn from.
Yeah. Yeah, surface thoughts, like he's not, because he's so scared, and also because you just defeated him in psychic combat, he's not able to lie and to restrain you. So yeah, he's telling the truth. He's been siphoning off Jairus's energy, which Cross has been taking to fuel Cross's transformation into Lamb 2.0, which he's then going to use to destroy LA as part of his strategy of tension.
Okay.
It's true, we didn't have a Lambda 20.
Let's see here. I kind of want to probe deeper, but I don't know what else I would look for.
All right. Well, I think this seems like a good stopping point, because now you know what the baddie's up to. Now it's time for you to head to Los Angeles to put a stop to it. Professor Greeley does say, be honest, I'm still kind of developing it. on a 1 to 10 scale, how therapeutic would you rate Mindscaper's therapy?
I'd punch him.
0.5.
All right. So as you punch him and he falls into the water, I think that's where we're gonna end this particular episode. So that brings this one to a close. Next one, we're gonna be heading to LA, maybe seeing some familiar faces as you explore an episode that is called New Hollywood. And I should just say, like, I know I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm being really mean to the therapists in this.
These are bad therapists, Mike.
It's just like we had like the bad therapist in Canada. We got this guy's bad, but like these are all like, I mean, Maslow was like into encounter therapy, which is based on something called The Game that Synanon did. I don't know if you guys know what that. It was like a weird. It was a drug treatment, I guess, program, like sort of like a new kind of Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous that turned into a horrible cult. That did some really
what
messed
like
up
Cronenberg based The Brood off of?
Yeah, I think you're sort of right. Yeah,
sounds a lot like The Brood.
Yeah, and they had this thing called The Game, which the real Maslow was like, sounds cool. I'm gonna make that into encounter therapy, and it's like it's so horrible.
By the way, I was kind of joking around about having a moment, so I hope nobody took that too seriously.
No, it was a good moment. You know, the Dyson came together and told the story there. So I just want to recommend, like, one of my favorite podcasts, True Anon, just been doing this whole series about Synanon, and how like sort of the horrible therapies that were invented are kind of still used in like the troubled teen industry, and it is some horrific stuff. So you know, because I was doing a sort of a weird, fun fictional version of it, I have to be like, there is a horrific truth that I gotta shout out, and gotta cite my sources too. So please, if you couldn't, I mean, I think the first episode is for free. It is a Patreon I subscribe to, but it's well worth it. And also the Dollop did a great episode on Synanon if you want to give that one a look. But yeah, it's Professor Maslow. I mean, we all love his hierarchy of needs, but the real guy, I don't know.
You get to read about it like 10 or 12 times a day. It's great.
All right. Well,
Oh,
I'll see you guys hopefully next week for
Yeah.
New Hollywood.
On the 18th.
and this is not therapeutic unless you're just watching this for entertainment. Disclaimer. No, this is great, man. I mean, I was on the I related to a lot of things, but it was like, it's not my department. When he said that, I wanted to punch him.
Yeah.
Wasn't my department. I was like, man, how many times? Yeah,
that's akin to, I was just following orders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
not my turning a blind eye. What is that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For a good man to say nothing. Yes. So
Hey everybody, it's National Coming Out Day. I just want to say
Hey.
officially, Lambda's gay.
Hey.
Yes.
Yes,
Very
just
good.
in case it wasn't already kind of obvious about her.
And hey, maybe next episode some opportunities for romance will occur.
oh
Sure,
no.
like-
Ooh.
No time to get romantic like when the world's about to end by somebody that's purposely turning
Yeah.
themselves into a monster.
100%.
I feel like that's every piece of American cinema, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like always like, oh, we're in horrible danger. Now let's have sex.
We're in love. All right.
Well, otherwise John Connor wouldn't have been born. Spoiler for a movie that came
So
out almost
true.
40 years ago.
Yeah, good point.
So
I gotta
true.
have John Connor.
Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for playing, guys. This was pretty rad. Yeah, therapy is good. Find a good therapist. If your therapist sucks and wants to build you back from
Yeah,
parts
he's an
and
evil
kill you, yeah,
therapist
just
like these guys. Don't
maybe
go
find
there.
another one. You know,
Yeah. That would be for the best.
probably just find another one. But yeah, go to therapy. It's good for you.
It is.
If it's a good therapist. So thanks everyone. Thanks for playing, guys. This was very cathartic for me. This was very nice. I sat here and watched the whole thing. Didn't move. We will be back next week. But until then, find a therapist. Get a good therapist. Play some games. And pull up a chair. And make time to tabletop.
Tables.
It is very important.
You were really building that one up, man.
I was trying to get a good segue in there, and I couldn't find a good one.
I was just waiting for the moment, and then it's like, you do that. And then that's,
Got there.
is that right?
Wait for your cue. Oh, there is no cue. Scooter's the host. Shit. All right.
Good
We'll
night,
see you soon,
everybody.
everyone.
Night.
Bye.